So we're talking about Seth Boyden Elementary School in Maplewood. Turns out this year they're doing away with Halloween festivities because some students, who are actually in the minority of their student body, don't celebrate the holiday. In fact, last year some of them stayed home due to religious conflicts. Now, as a Christian, I thought I would share my opinion on what it's like to celebrate this otherwise widely accepted holiday. Now, for me, the most important thing in life is to serve and honor Jesus Christ.
Yeah, because who doesn't love serving and honoring Jesus Christ on Halloween? Mainly as a Slutty Mary or a very freaky Jesus on a stick. Hello, I am John Gleason, the Godless Engineer. Welcome to Halloween. And as you know, a lot of Christians have problems with Halloween. I'm going to go through a few videos today on people and their obvious objections or whatnot to Halloween.
I can't get behind everything that Halloween stands for or promotes. One of those things is gore.
Wait, gore? Seriously? Christians don't like gore? I don't know if you know, but there's this. Now, I can't begin to tell you how gory Jesus films are. You people seem to love to see Jesus get whipped and everything like that because he died for your sins. Fine if you want to believe that. I'm not that psychopathic, sociopathic, or any other kind of pathics.
And if kids want to get dressed up as a certain thing, maybe we have a dress code for what they can and cannot dress up as.
You mean like Slutty Mary, right? Oh yay! Asking a pastor about Halloween. Roll it.
This is from Deborah, and this is a good question. This is going to be my family's first Halloween in America. I would like to know what you feel about it, since back in our country, we see it as a witchcrafty pagan celebration.
Okay, well, for those of you that don't know, Halloween is pretty much modeled after Samhain, which was a celebration between fall and winter. It marks there's like spring, summer, and fall, all this life and whatnot, and then in summer it's just like death because all the plants go into hibernation and you got all these creepy ass trees with no leaves on them everywhere. And so, the primitive peoples, they felt like this was a supernatural thing and a time for celebration. Ironically, they thought that, it was a night where, ghosts and spirits could actually come forth into our dimension or whatever the fuck. So what they did was they would dress up in these costumes and ward off these ghosts. Like, that's the celebration. That's everything behind it. So yes, it was pagan. Was it witchy? I guess kinda, but I mean, it was like with good intentions. I mean, there's nothing weird about this as far as religions go. I mean, come on, Catholics, they get dressed up like every fucking week and do all these, traditions and whatnot. They do the whole transubstantiation thing, which, falls along the lines of Halloween just every Sunday. Because, I mean, you go up there, you're dressed in your costume, and you eat the flesh and blood of your Savior. That's normal shit, right?
Now, there's no spiritual harm in dressing up as a princess or an angel or a superhero and entertaining your neighbors and eating free candy and drinking cider and all of that kind of stuff. But like you, I want to reiterate, we are not witch or goblin people.
Wait, are there witch and goblin people out there? I get the witch part because there are like pagan witches that still exist today and they practice their particular religion. But are there like goblin people? Like, is that a thing? Does that exist? Like, are there goblin kin or some shit out there? It's like, we aren't witch and goblin-y people. Okay, don't fucking dress up as a witch or a goblin. Although, traditionally speaking, at Halloween, the goblins and all these scary masks and whatnot were meant to ward off the bad spirits and shit that are coming into our world and fucking shit up, So I don't know, maybe you want to reconsider that, dress up as them, maybe ward off some of these fucking spirits that keep, like, losing our keys and driving up the APR on my mortgage. Fuck you, ghosts that keep doing that shit. Fucking stop.
And we must realize that the real celebration is All Saints' Day, not Halloween, not any.
All right, everybody ready for some knowledge? History and shit? Okay, so basically All Saints' Day was originally in May, but in order for the Catholics and just Christians in general to be able to convert the pagans and have them, get with their religion easier, they moved All Saints' Day to right after Halloween was supposed to happen, or the Samhain celebration. And so the night before All Saints' Day, that's generally when the Samhain celebration would occur, eventually turned into All Hallows' Eve or Halloween. And so it's just the day, it became known as the day before All Saints' Day. The Christians did this in order to basically take over the Samhain tradition of the pagans so that they will be able to migrate into their religion easier. Thanks Christians for fucking stealing another particular celebration from the pagans and then claiming it as your own. I think it's like a pattern or something, right?
Anything that would dabble in the devil's realm. So here's how you can face this. Titus 1:15 says this.
Oh, fuck, not another Bible verse. Please tell me how this applies to Halloween, Pastor, please.
Pure, all things are pure. Christians who just have a pure heart and they say, oh, let's just have a little fun and dress up like a cowboy, they're not harmed spiritually. But to those who are defiled, to those who actually take this seriously and they're kind of ornery and they play tricks on people and all of that kind of stuff.
Wait, no, seriously, who takes, like, Samhain or Halloween, like, who takes that seriously? As in, like, what it was originally meant to be. Like that night is when ghosts and goblins and, well, I don't know about goblin-y people. Apparently they're not Christian. But, like, when all the ghosts and spirits and whatnot are supposed to be able to cross into this realm, like, who actually takes that seriously? I mean, other than the pagans that exist now, like, I'm sure that there are plenty of pagans out there that truly do take the night seriously. But, as far as, like, mainstream people that he would be talking about here, I don't think anybody treats it that seriously. Now, you're trying to make people feel like shit because they want to get dressed up as like a goblin-y person. Apparently, you're very anti-goblin-y. But for someone to take that seriously and do like, I guess, a haunted house or, something to trick people and have fun with the night, you want to make them feel like shit and say that they're being spiritually damaged, which is really just bullshit.
To those who are defiled and unbelieving, nothing is pure. Both their mind and their conscience are defiled. That's what it says.
It's almost like you went out and you fucked somebody right in the ass. If you're a guy, if you're a woman, you go out and you scissor a bitch.
So, if your kids want to dress up, or if you want to hand people some candy that come to your door, that might be a way that you can build relationships.
Now, you see, what you do is you get you a nice handful of candy, and when them goblin-y little kids come up there, you throw them at them, and you go back, demon, take your sugar and get the fuck out of here. Jesus don't want your shit. Get out.
In your neighborhood, and later on be a witness for Jesus Christ.
And later on be a witness for Jesus Christ. Okay, so let me redo this real quick. Come on, you little shits, get out of here. Take your sugar, go back to your other realm. You fucking spiritually tainted motherfuckers. I ain't gay, I ain't gonna fuck you. But listen, Jesus Christ, if you would like to come into these children's minds and set them straight, I'm sure that they will be accepting. You little shits accept Jesus.
But if you feel like that somehow is making détente with the devil, don't get involved.
if this is somewhat getting involved with the devil for you, then just tell them kids to fuck right off, right? These people actually believe the devil exists and he has an active presence in our world. How fucking ridiculous is that? Hey, listen, if you're having fun and you're giving kids candy and you see a little devilly person, you feel like that's a sign from the devil that he's about to fuck you in the ass with a cactus, well, then you just need to shut that shit down right now, you hear me?
Go to a movie that night with your family, or
Yeah, go to a movie like, Halloween with Michael Myers and shit.
For you were once darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Walk as children of light.
Halloween? What the fuck is this?
For the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness, righteousness, and truth, finding out what is acceptable to the Lord, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather expose them.
October 31st, man, it's just another day for Satan to prowl around you for his next prey. It might be your children, it might be you. He could care less about candy and costumes.
There's a rap song about Halloween? Fuck. Next.
I want to jump right into the question, but before I do, if you hear any banging or loud noises, it's because we're currently in construction, as always. So
Oh, come on, bitch. You know it's ghosts. Ghosts are in the house. They're trying to get your ass.
I'm going to just plow through and pretend like I don't hear anything. But the question comes from a blog reader in Los Angeles, California, and she says, what are your views on celebrating Halloween? Should Christians celebrate this holiday? So
that person just say holiday? Like, should we celebrate this holiday? We got to work in hell just so that people know that they going to hell for celebrating it. This holiday. Maybe it's hell of a day. This hell of a day.
In the very nature and the direction of the question, I kind of sense where this is going. So what I want to do is first and foremost separate the secular observance of this holiday or Christian holidays like Christmas, where we celebrate the birth of Christ, Easter, where we celebrate his resurrection, versus that of...
Both have pagan roots to them, so please go ahead. I mean, that's just indicative of Christians stealing others' holidays and celebrations and shit.
Halloween that's not rooted in any sort of Christian tradition. I will confess and I will admit that a lot of pagan iconography has creeped into culture, such as the date of December 25th. That's not the actual day that Jesus Christ was born.
Holy shit, that's not the day when Jesus was born? Fuck me! What the hell am I gonna do now? And no, pagan iconology has not crept into the public sphere. The pagan shit's always been there. It's more like Christian shit has creeped up on pagan traditions and pagan iconology. Whatever the fuck that might be.
To our great world. And the date that is deemed in the Western calendar as Easter is not the day that he physically resurrected over 2,000 years ago.
Really? You don't say.
And so the question, should Christians celebrate? Well, let's take a look at that word celebrate. If you want to sacrifice a cat or make a witch's stew, brew a witch's stew, then that's definitely not the conduct that Christians should participate in. We're told this explicitly in Deuteronomy 18.
Exactly. What kind of fucking Halloween did you have as a kid growing up? Like, were you walking down the neighborhood street and you saw two fucks out there in front of their house sacrificing the house cat? Like, is that what you saw? I mean, for me, like, celebrating Halloween is dressing up and having fun with your local peeps in the neighborhood, getting you some candy and having that sugar rush late at night, waking up the next day from your sugar rush, all sick and shit. So I don't know where you're getting sacrificing cats from. You should stay away from that kind of shit, girl. Don't even be bringing up the Old Testament as far as sacrifices go. In the Old Testament, it has you sacrificing animals in order to get forgiveness for your sins, and as indicated by the most recent Walking Dead that was on, God is a fucking psychopath who had Abraham actually almost sacrifice his son just to prove loyalty to him. So you want to bring up Deuteronomy, that's fine, but holy fuck, girl, you cannot excuse what the Israelites did before this whole Jesus motherfucker came on the scene. And even then, you celebrate him getting sacrificed, all the blood and shit and gore, but, you want to be, like, all ickified by it now.
So there's texts that explicitly go into the context of Christians, and then there's texts that implicitly imply things that we should or should not be doing. But the word celebrate that you asked me, I want to go ahead and pounce on, because we don't celebrate this day and we don't worship this day on this day as we would not celebrate or worship St. Patrick or St. Valentine. Yet we engage in culture by wearing green or sending a postcard with a heart on it to tell people that we love them. So with that being said, no, we don't celebrate this specific day, but as being part of culture, to be able to balance and recognize that.
Look, girl, whatever you got to do to rationalize to yourself to where you don't make Jesus cry when you go outside in the sexy, slutty nurse uniform, okay? But doing this double speak with celebrate and taking part in culture, I feel like it's really labor intensive, and I just don't have time for it. I really don't.
Isaiah 4:6 says, "My people perish for lack of knowledge. People die when they're misinformed." In my own household, my parents took a great leap and a great emphasis on educating their children on the holiday and things that are incorporated with this. But then they also incorporated a lot of things that made us understand the holiday, like the pumpkin gospel.
The pumpkin gospel? What the fuck could that be? I want to know. Hold on. That shit's like $20 on Amazon. I ain't got time for that stuff.
It glows in the dark. It's very cute. And so they made sure that we were informed on just the darkness of this holiday. And we as children of light have no business participating in deeds of darkness.
Wait a second. So you as a Christian who celebrate Jesus being sacrificed up on a cross, going through horrible torture, all so that you can feel better about having sex before marriage, or, you know, I don't know, asking for forgiveness from raping your son or your daughter. Apparently that is acceptable, but this right here is really dark, and you people are children of the light. Don't act like you're fucking special. You're not.
Yet they allowed us to dress up. They allowed us to participate at church alternatives, or even go door to door asking for candy. For me personally, I can care less about this holiday, because in my parents' education of what this was actually about, we watched a documentary called Trick or Treat, and it scared my pants off. And so ever since then, I think roughly around the age of 8, I can care less. I don't dress up. Anything scary, I run away from. So
anything scary, I run away from. People are not scared by the same shit. I get that your parents traumatized you at 8 years old. I haven't seen this trick-or-treat flick, but it seems like maybe they shouldn't have shown it to you, and they probably skewed it in a way that made it seem a lot scarier than it was. So, you know, you can, it's probably where you got the whole sacrificing cats from. Did they sacrifice cats in that movie? Well, thank you guys for joining me today as we look at these particular Christians and why they're not going to be celebrating Halloween. Me, myself, I am going to be celebrating Halloween. I'm going to be going trick-or-treating with my son, and I will probably have a few tricks instead of treats for him.
All hail Satan.
And don't forget to sacrifice your cat when you get home. See y'all later.